Clubhouse seems to be the thing that's popping. Everybody been sending me this to react to. So I literally went. Grab another. I need another Red Bull. Yo, so I interviewed Hit Boy. Hit Boy was talking that shit on the podcast too. But I'm about to take another shot. I'm just getting another Red Bull. Nas dropped an album. It's called King Disease 3. And I guess 21 Savage was on Clubhouse and he talked about it. And like an argument erupted because I think he kind of referred to Nas as irrelevant, but I want you guys to hear it in context, and then I'll give my opinion about it, okay? By the way, if y'all want me to talk about other stuff like this, I have a whole lineup of shit I want to talk about. Just let me know, and I'll get to it, all right?
Only in hip-hop we do that.
No, but that's not what I'm... But what I'm saying is because you don't know what they was doing when it was only 50 years old, though, bro. They might have been calling a nigga who was struck and still trying to do the shit from day one.
This shit over with, Trap.
Nah, man, Trap.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie.
I chat this for 60 right here. This for 60.
Like, it'd be cool because it'd be like discussions and shit, but in reality though, it's like
tough.
We gotta stop trying to treat music like it has to be dissected and it needs to go this way. To do this, they need to do that. Because at the end of the day, when we get older, or even at our age now, when we go listen to old shit, we don't listen to it because they did this or they statistically sold this or they dropped every week or they didn't drop every week. We listen to it because we like it and it put us in a good mood, bro. Like that's all it's for, bro.
But you know why we do this dissect it though? Because from the jump, because from the start of it though, it was like a science. Know what I'm saying? The way hip hop all came together. Know what I'm saying? It came together like on some like, know what I'm saying? We did some shit that abnormal. Know what I'm saying? So the way we created this shit, it was always dissected within the way of yeah, that shit right there hot, that shit not. Know what I'm saying? Like that. Know what I'm saying?
And niggas gotta stop the cap like it was just so much.
It wasn't always nice niggas back. Everybody wasn't dope.
Nah, everybody back then was not good.
This what I'm saying though, like niggas saying all that longevity shit. Nigga, name somebody else from back then that can drop an album right now.
Yo, I just said before. If you look at the people who was out in 1994,
Jay-Z and him is the only niggas who could do that.
And Snoop Dogg.
Wait, was Fat?
Snoop Fat was like 98. Scarface. Too Short.
Ghost can't drop an album.
Technically, anybody can. Like all them niggas can drop one.
They are gatekeepers though.
What y'all saying? Relevant though? I don't feel like he's relevant. I just feel like he got.
None of them are relevant.
Man,
I don't feel like Nas is relevant.
Coogee Rap and Kane dropped the project and that shit was ass.
Hold on, who said none of them are relevant?
One mic, bro.
One mic.
No, he's not. He's not relevant. He just has a loyal ass fan base.
Thank you.
He just has a loyal fan base that and he still make good ass music. But
they don't
like
have a core fan base.
What y'all?
Kids didn't wake up and download.
What's y'all definition of relevant, bro?
Well, I'm glad.
Hold on, one mic.
All right, let me jump in right here. So, it appears that like 21 was basically saying that okay, and I guess by the way, 21 was a good dude. That's my guy, right? But I think he's trying to make a point to say someone like Nas. He's not picking on Nas, but obviously Nas just dropped an album, so he's a topic of conversation. He said someone like Nas ain't really relevant. Nas has a core fan base who's been supporting him from like the 90s, and it's just the same core fan base like that's fucking with him. It's kind of like, like imagine the chat niggas just always rocking with me while maybe like I don't have a mainstream fucking following, right? I actually disagree with Savage with this because he starts talking about the opinion of what is relevancy. And I gotta say this. Nas is dropping on a week that we have Glorilla dropping. And with all due respect to Glorilla, I fuck with Glorilla. Glorilla is tremendously talented. She is my favorite female artist at this time. Nas is gonna outsell her. Nas has done no promo. He put up one tweet, one Instagram post. He's away doing rich nigga shit. Gives no fucks about this, no promo, no nothing. This is the third album in a trilogy, and he's gonna outsell Glorilla. And every ratchet bitch that's running around here is FREE, fuck nigga free. What does relevancy mean if you're not selling nothing? This is the same thing I had to say when Freddie Gibbs. That's why me and Freddie Gibbs got into it. Freddie Gibbs was like, yeah, Jeezy not relevant. And I said, well, Jeezy sold the same amount as you. So if he's not relevant, you're not relevant. The point is this. If we say Nas is irrelevant, we have to say to what audience. And then we should have a qualitative discussion about, does that even matter? Okay. The younger audience loves Glorilla. But what would you rather have? Do you rather have the older audience who are just going to make you outsell Glorilla, or the people who talk all day about you, FREE, fuck nigga free? They on, everybody on, this is what everybody on fucking TikTok is doing. They doing that like a motherfucker, but they're not buying no records. What is relevancy? Is it because we talking about you? Because there's a lot of people that get talked about that don't get paid. If Nas outsell these niggas that we call popping, and he does no promo, I don't care if it's his cult fan base who might be 50 or 60, he's relevant to the culture. Now, is he relevant to the audience that fuck with Glorilla and Youngboy? No. But hip-hop is expanded. In reality, I keep telling people, you know why Big Ack is the biggest media journalist right now in hip-hop? Because you could turn a niche into some mainstream shit. You just need to gain enough soldiers on your side. You don't got to appeal to everybody. You think everybody like me? No. But let me say something, viral. You just need enough fucking soldiers. So here's the point what I'm trying to say. And they might look at, say, the Shade Room and be like, yo, Ack is irrelevant to us. As long as I'm relevant to the people that I fuck with and I got enough numbers to counteract that, am I not relevant to the entire conversation? And I think that's what we're getting into. It's hard for me to say that Nas is irrelevant. Now, it's a good, I would agree if it says, yo, Nas is less hot compared to his previous self in previous years. That's obvious. He's selling less. Clearly, he's been consumed less. But niggas is selling 30K, we call him popping. Niggas is selling 15K, we call him, yo, this nigga got the clubs lit. Do you get what I mean? The whole point of at least what I'm saying is that I would agree with Savage if he says Nas isn't relevant to the younger audience. That's a fact. But Nas is relevant to the culture. There are 55, and by the way, I can't wait to report these sales. It's not going to be too crazy. But I guarantee what's going to be happening, because I looked at the streaming for Nas. I already got a prediction, but I just ain't tweeted out yet. Waiting for a couple more things. A lot of Nas fans going to put the money down. They older now. They used to buying records. They're going to put the money down, purchase the record. I don't know if he's doing a vinyl, but if he is, they're going to put that money down and do it. Oh, you want to be relevant to a bunch of 15-year-olds who got no credit card? All they could do is type so-and-so better? Okay, that's cool too. It might make it look like it's popping. But again, we're living in a time where I think relevancy has to be dissected, where are we talking about relevant to the entire culture or relevant to the youth? Usually when I say a nigga is irrelevant, I mean they're irrelevant to the youth. Now, if Savage said that Nas is kind of irrelevant to the youth, I wouldn't even say nothing. But irrelevant, period? I don't know. Anyway, let me keep playing this conversation.
Oh no, he's not. He's not relevant. He just has a
Yeah, I'll be right
loyal
back,
ass
though.
fan base.
Thank
He
you.
just has a loyal fan base and he still make good ass music. But
They don't have
like
a core fan base,
relevant,
bro.
Nas
what
not
y'all
relevant.
what
Kids didn't
what
wake up and
what's
download
y'all
that nigga.
definition of
Nah.
relevant, bro?
Core.
Hold
I'm
on.
glad.
It's
You
relevant.
wanna-
Hold on. One mic,
Y'all big boys.
one mic, please. Does relevancy only exist within the youth?
No, relevancy
There
is
we go.
popular opinion. In popular
Exactly. Yeah,
opinion,
popular
Okay.
nobody's
So,
opinion.
looking for Nas.
okay. So then, what I'm saying is this though, right here. So since I'm a 41-year-old, know what I'm saying? Nas is very
Closely
relevant to me.
connected or appropriate to what is being done or considered.
The best example of this relevancy shit is Nas just dropped
I'll be
a
right back.
project today. It's a great project. He did his thing. He's Nas,
I'll be
right?
back. Hold on.
But Hove dropped a verse on God did, and the world went into a frenzy. The world of all ages, not
Your
just
world went
older
into a
people.
Man,
frenzy.
they been talking
Not
about
No,
Glorilla
your
more than
world
they
went
been
into a
talking
frenzy.
about Nas.
Let
Let
him
them
land.
talk about Glorilla. That's crazy.
That's a fact.
But I want to
Now,
ask you. You had mentioned, okay, Nas doesn't have relevancy. What do you mean by that? That he doesn't have relevancy?
I don't know what y'all consider relevant. So maybe
Back to the point, and I use this, as like just a place to kind of pivot. What is as they ask Savage, what do you call relevancy? I think when people think relevancy, they automatically just think the youth, because in reality, Nas's music is consumed more than Glorilla. But would you say Glorilla is irrelevant? Because if she's consumed less than Nas, and if you think Nas is irrelevant, she must be relevant. You wouldn't say that, right? You'd say she's lit. Again, most of the stuff is kind of, and that's why like hip hop, that's why I think some of the older dudes, they feel real salty. Even when I said the Broken Dusty shit, they were really in their feelings, is because, hip hop is kind of predicated towards the youth. But right now, I do believe that hip hop is changing where it matters if you're like a seasoned person. Like, put it like this. This is Nas. Okay? His new album, which he's going to sell this shit the fuck out. He's going to be performing at the Garden, okay? It's going to be 20,000 people up in that bitch. In February, it's 20,000 people. Glorilla could promote for like 5 months. She not selling more than 10,000 tickets. I don't give a fuck what y'all niggas say. It could be in Memphis, nigga. That's just a fact. So what do you call relevant? And that's what I was just trying to say is like, we have to say relevant to certain age groups. Or if we want to say relevant to the culture, I got to say Nas has some relevance to the culture. I'm sorry to say. This is Madison Square Garden. All them niggas who you see selling 20,000, 25,000, they're not selling out the Garden. Being honest with y'all. Let me get back to the clip.
I used the wrong word.
Relevant to ain't nobody under 30 waking up checking for Nas.
That's a fact.
That's a
I hate
fact.
to say it, bro. I'm
You mean
keep it
under
real with
40?
you, family.
That's not
I'm
a.
gonna keep it gangster with you, family. I mean, if you want to say for the young kids,
This nigga sound like my son.
You can have that because I can't determine who's listening to Nas in the age bracket. But people are checking for Nas when people been asking for King Disease 3 since like Magic or whatever the case may be. So we have been checking for Nas and have been fucking with Nas.
But yeah, but I'm saying, that demographic,
that's
bro.
because,
Who was asking for that?
Okay, but
he got a core fan base, bro.
But this a thing though, bro. That means he's still relevant. Because if he wasn't relevant, that means wouldn't nobody be checking for this.
That's
man,
for his core fans, my
no,
nigga.
but it still means
that
he's
ain't what
relevant,
relevant
bro.
mean though, bro. That's not what.
No, that's not relevant means to you.
Nigga, that's not what relevant means. Period.
Oh man, bro, no, that's not what it means to you, homie. Like I said,
bro.
Hey, so let me say this real quick.
Yo, as we go further into the future with hip hop, you're gonna have some people who are gonna be like, "Yo, let's not even think about." Nas been in this game for a long time, and by the way, Nas is a legend. So, of course, and also I love Nas. You know what I mean? Like, I met Nas. Nas gave me so much fucking props, like in person. I was just like fucking shocked. I'm a big Nas fan. Anyway, beyond that though, it's like say 2 Chainz. Is 2 Chainz relevant? That's a good question to ask, right? It depends to who, right? To the people who goes to his trap museum and does all this stuff and likes all that pretty girls of trap shit, like they might say yes. It's relevancy is now based on who you're asking because, for example, there's somebody who's 15 that nobody's more relevant than Yeet. You know what I mean? And there's somebody else who's probably like 18 or 19 or 20 that nobody's more relevant than Youngboy. And then there's somebody who says there's nobody more relevant than Kendrick or Cole or Drake. And then you go a little bit older and be like, yo, well, I don't know if I would say Wayne and them because they're not active enough. But you get my drift, okay? Anyway,